Please keep all the essential workers, first responders, and healthcare staff in your thoughts and prayers as we start our meeting today.
Hi, my son Major and I are here to offer today's invocation. Please bow your heads with me. Gracious God, we ask for your blessing on our meeting today. May you inspire us to work for good in our city and world. And in this time of uncertainty and anxiety, we ask to be reminded of what is solid and certain. That even though we are separated in body, we are united in spirit. May we continue to serve the most vulnerable in our community and strengthen the bonds that tie us together. Bless our meeting and the mission of Roswell Rotary. We are grateful that for at such a time as this, that we are here, for our work is more important than ever. Bless our meeting. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon, Roswell Rotarians. If you're receiving this message, it's because we're not meeting in real life today. The governor's announcement this week has flooded my inbox with questions about when we're going to return to Rotary. Are we going to have a meeting this week? What's going on? When's life going to get back to normal? And the real question is, we're all still living day by day, and we're going to take this thing one step at a time. The announcement was simply just the first step in an effort to get our life back to normal. We are working closely with Jeff Leatherman and the Parks and Rec Department to determine when we can safely return to our regular scheduled Rotary meetings. Following the phased approach from the federal government, we should be in Phase 3 and able to return to larger group meetings sometime in the beginning of June. We will certainly keep you posted as additional details become available, but for right now, we're still under a stay-in-place order until April 30th, so stay home and stay safe. On a positive note, we have 5 new members ready to join our ranks, and past President Lisa Carlisle has filmed most of our club's orientation information so they can watch those online, and then we'll do a Zoom call and do a virtual orientation. Hopefully this will be our first and last virtual orientation and virtual induction of new members, but we want those guys ready to go when we get life back to normal. In true Roswell Rotary fashion, we asked and you guys came through. Last week I asked everyone to please go online or mail in dues payments, and we've started to receive those in spades. Thank you very much for doing that, and if you've got any problems with paying online or you need to know how to mail in your check, please contact Alicia Hughes or John Caruth. Thanks again. The weekly Rotoscope continues to be a great source of how you can help in our community, volunteer your time, and make financial contributions to the organizations helping those in need. We have members who are close to finishing up the volunteer surge for healthcare support. Even if you don't finish the training to help this time around, it is still relevant training for other national or local disasters. Starhouse and CDA are both looking for some additional funds to help some of their families. Please consider a donation directly to these 2 great organizations or contribute to our club's Cash for Corona campaign, and we will get the funds to those in need. Things are changing daily, and there's lots of news coming out of the state this week. Senator Albers has details on his website and gave me a PDF to attach to our club COVID response page that outlines this first phase of business openings. Here's an update from John.
Hello, this is Senator John Albers. My fellow Rotarians, President Gordon, I miss seeing each one of you face to face, but I know we're all doing our part right now in order to help out our community. In fact, I'm here right now at Table and Made, volunteering for the Table and Aid program set up by Ryan Pernice and all the wonderful staff and volunteers. Just truly goodness coming out of our community, whether it's here, North Fulton Community Charities, the CDA, Homestretch, the Drake House, our UMC job networking. So much good is happening right now. I hope you're as proud as I am to live in this community. A lot of updates are happening right now coming from the state level. Earlier this week, the governor announced a phased opening of the state. There are a lot of different procedures that will go with that. We have to stay socially distanced. So please make sure you're following the guidelines. Information is up and available on my website now. You can see that, or you can call, you can text, or email me. We all want to be careful, and we want to do what's best for our neighbors and for our state, and ultimately for our nation. If I can be of service to you, please let me know. And thank you for being the most awesome Rotary Club in the entire world. And thank you, President Gordon, for your leadership. We have rescheduled the Patriot flight. That'll be coming in June, and we look forward to seeing everyone together before we know it. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
We all love our town and have our favorite spots to patronize. I continue to encourage you to shop at our local businesses, get takeout, buy gift cards, or prepay for services you need in the near future. Our Rotary businesses could certainly use your love, so please pull out the directory and flip through the ads to see if there is something a Rotarian can do for you as we work our way back to normal. I ask for Rotarians to send me any promotion or sales opportunities so I can share them with the club. Georgia Ensemble Theater is selling 2020-2021 season tickets, so get your seats now and be ready to enjoy some great performances next season. All the details were in this week's Rotoscope. Holly York and I had a great chat about all the hard work NFCC is putting into serving those in need right now and how we get through this as a community. Here's Holly and I's conversation. Because we probably have some club members who know NFCC from the perspective of, I drop my stuff off there, right? I make donations there.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a food bank, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And, that's sort of probably, most of our club understands those things.
Yeah, the most visible thing that NFCC does is that we have the thrift store, which is now closed, and we have a food bank. But the overall mission is to, first of all, we want to stabilize families, and we do that with the food pantry, and that's a choice pantry. But most importantly, the biggest stability piece that we offer financially is housing. Hairdressers, massage therapists, independent contractors, restaurant workers who did not know where to turn. So with the funds, we were able to quickly turn that into payment of rent, payment of utilities. We modified a lot of different things, but generally we are seeing the need for rent and utilities right around the $800 to $1,000 mark. That is an increase of about $250 more than we received a year ago. So the money that we've already received has gone right back out into the community, supporting those families who are in immediate crisis. And many of those families are first time to NFCC or haven't seen us in more than 2 years.
I'm someone who's I'm coming in your lobby. I've got needs, how those needs are assessed, how I've gotten help with either food or rent or utilities or all the different ways that you help that are beyond the food bank.
But they're able to start that application process right online. So it is transparent. There's dignity using the screen. We're finding that it's very receptive. They can start an application, and we're just going to assess where you are, what your needs are, where you live. Because there are people who live in Roswell that are also in Cobb County. We serve North Fulton. So within 24 hours, that application is reviewed by our intake team, and the team is going to further evaluate and pass it on to a case manager. And right now, we are asking very, very, when I say very few questions, we want to see that they have a lease, they actually live here, it's something legitimate, they have a past due bill, and our case managers are working fast and furious to go ahead, and they're actually having to cut checks because a lot of people don't have access to bank accounts or their online banking is not an option. So first and foremost, we're able to process and accept and talk to people about their needs. But we have to address everyone. We have to get them to the right service area. We have to get them situated. So fast and furious, walking through that process. It could be a utility bill to Georgia Power. It could be a rent to a landlord. It could be partial rent to a landlord. It could be also to pay for transportation so I can still get to work. But yes, it's how we really stabilize families. And then we invite them in and says, oh, and we have food as well. So when they come in for rent, we want to make sure they're also getting food. And one of the things my team has said is that they wish they had more time to listen to the stories. There's just so many people asking for help right now. And since March 13th, and we just started counting, we call that Friday the 13th, we've had over 1,000 requests for service. So everything's exploded. We are partnering with our other agencies. Senior Services has offered to help us process anyone over 60. Miracle League, if you have a family with a disability, they'll help us, with that. So it's not just, NFCC is kind of leading the way, but we're partnering to make sure that we can get as many families stable as possible so then they can figure out their next step, being financially, getting back to financial stability. But we believe it's going to be a long time. So we're trying to eat our Wheaties and prepare for the long haul.
I was there early when you had just switched over to just in-car delivery, right? Where people were coming in.
Yes.
And it looked like you guys were doing an amazing job. How has that process been? Does it continue? Does it?
First of all, there's no playbook in any of this, and we're trying to work with all the other food agencies. We have a amazing team here that has stayed on site. First we were going to just give out boxes of food, and we found out the line was down Elkins Road, and then as soon as they were out of the parking lot, things were flying out of the boxes that we prepared for them. So we quickly modified to an online ordering system, much like Instacart. Right now we have 45 different items, including toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and fresh produce that our families can order. And their process, and their orders are filled, and they can choose when they come to pick it up. So we're monitoring the parking lot and people coming in. It's definitely Instacart style with our facilities team running the groceries, limited contact, no one is in the lobby. And it's gotten very efficient. And I think their record yesterday, filling the orders with Senior Services and the pantry to you was 114.
Are there immediate needs? Do you have items that you need or donations that you need or your hours that you could use or?
Yeah, I wish we had more hours in a day to sleep and more hours in a day to process all our financial needs for our families. We are keeping our website updated. We have, you listened to our call when we needed beans and rice. We will continue to need food throughout May, throughout June. Don't forget, summer will start these school meal programs, which have been fabulous. They're providing meals and we're providing food, and we're trying to also partner with them. So when they're providing the school meals, that we have assistance cards. So families don't know about us, they can connect with us. So our needs right now continue to be financial assistance, because it makes us go further faster.
Along those lines, the grant that you got from Fulton County, what sort of runway does that give you? Is that, 2 weeks, a month?
You got, all this money from Fulton County. We have to report on that every week. We anticipated serving about 300 families with assistance, and that should help us go through some of June, but that's allowing only families to have assistance once. We believe families may need assistance at least 2 times, and within 45 days. But our goal is to come up with programs to help them look for ways to supplement income, reduce expenses, and get back to a sense of self-stability. Fulton County has trusted us to help a lot of people. We want people to know that to refer people, and we are getting out money as and rent and utilities as fast as we can. From what I understand, some of the backlog is because we still have to see that they have a lease and they have an actual need.
Let's say, things go as planned and we're, 2 weeks and then 2 weeks and 2 weeks, we're, phase 3, sort of June-ish. What do you see in the sort of immediate future as the big needs, or how you're going to be able to help? Sort of how long do you see this going until?
Well, one of the early indicators of how our families were doing and how they were surviving is that they're struggling. They can work. We have a lot of people who maybe work at grocery stores. They don't have childcare. So the childcare piece needs to be solved for many of our families. Dual income families, they just have to figure out, what shifts they can work. This is the first wave of layoffs, and I know that the governor has decided to open. We're going to be cautious because families that we serve live in tight quarters. We serve elderly who are also vulnerable. So we are going to continue operating in the model that we have.
Along the lines of daycare, are there facilities, or is there a group that has solved that problem?
From what I understand, that the Poverty Task Force meets frequently, and it keeps coming up, and until they can come up with a way to keep people and confirm that we have a safe environment for families, it's going to be a struggle. It might have to be child care providers within their own family. I don't know what the solution is. I just know that's one of the barriers to getting a lot of the families back to work. It's hard with school being out. We realize our teachers are doing more for us and the economy than we realize, but huge barrier for our families right now.
So from a Rotary perspective, what can we do to help you? I mean, other than encouraging our members to donate. I mean, that I've got.
Yeah, I know. I think that we should continue to be in contact because you're our partner when we're ready for volunteers. We know we can count on you to come. We will at some point need to reopen our store. We will need help doing that with donations, actual physical donations. We will need help restocking the food pantry. We haven't inventoried any of that. There will be, please don't be anxious because there'll be plenty to do volunteer wise. Continue, if you have people who are doing food recovery runs, please continue to do that. If you have ideas about doing any food drives, pantry drives, it's comforting to know that we have Rotary supporting so many great organizations, and knowing that the organizations are working together to make the community better.
I have several happy dollars for all the great entertainment that is streaming live into my living room for free every night. Ashley and I are enjoying Metallica Mondays, Quarantunes with Jam the Piano Man, and the weekly episodes of shows like Some Good News or The Tonight Show that celebrities are filming at home. Please, please, please read the weekly rotoscope and watch the meeting videos. You can find past rotoscopes on our club website under the News and Media tab, and all of the meeting videos are on our club YouTube channel. Simply go to YouTube and search Roswell Rotary. We had another fun weekly virtual happy hour. If you want to connect live, please join us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. to catch up with your Rotary friends. We are living through a crazy time in history, and I would love to share what people are up to with the club. Please send me pictures or videos of anything you run across that is out of the ordinary in these out of the ordinary times. This has been a trying time for all of us, and it is important to stay calm and stay safe. Here's a message from the Corona Monkey. Please stop all the negativity. It's not helping anything. I know that some of you are Democrat and some of you are Republicans, but this isn't political. Many of you consider yourselves experts because you looked at a few charts and studied a few maps. And all of you are watching way too much 24-hour news, which is nothing but doom and gloom. I want to go outside and play again soon. So please stop monkeying around and focus on beating this instead of beating up on each other online because we have a difference of opinion. Have a cookie and chill out. Stay home, stay safe, and be kind. Here's some more great marital advice from Hal Coleman.
Hello, fellow Rotarians. It's Hal here again, coming from day, I don't know what it is now, I've lost count here, trapped at home and hanging out in my man cave. And my wife Lynn and I were talking about how this is changing a lot of things, especially our eating habits. She read a study the other day that said that on the average, married women are heavier than single women. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, why? She said, well, the study said that because a single woman comes home at night and checks and sees what's in the refrigerator and then goes to bed. A married woman comes home and checks and sees what's in the bed and goes to the refrigerator. Makes sense to me.
Stay safe, and I hope to see you all in person in a few weeks. Please join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?